The controversy over National Party ministers double-dipping with their housing entitlements just keeps on developing. Investigations by 3 News reveal that a number of ministers have upgraded to larger, more expensive taxpayer-funded properties, and they've rented out their smaller, privately owned apartments to more junior party colleagues. There's nothing illegal in what they're doing, but the ministers are pocketing significant taxpayer subsidies. Political editor Duncan Garner has the details.
Phil Heatley is the Housing Minister in charge of housing the country's poorest and most vulnerable citizens. But when it comes to his own affairs, he's maximising his entitlements.
The thing for me is that I keep my little family together with me when I'm in Wellington.
Taxpayers pay more than $53,000 for Heatley, his wife and 3 children to live in the capital. He owns another apartment too and rents that to National MP Louise Upston for $18,000 a year. Taxpayers pay for that. He owns 2 houses in Whangarei and rents one of them back to Parliamentary Services as his office for around $15,000 a year, a total of $86,000 in taxpayer subsidies. We asked him would he be happy to offset the costs of renting out his private apartment against the other one.
Would you be happy to offset the cost of... I'll ask a question, you can answer. Would you be happy to offset the cost of your apartment that you have privately against your apartment that the taxpayers are paying for?
Oh, look, I'll be very happy with the results of the review. So
what about the question? What about the question?
Oh no, look, I'll be happy with the review. I just want my little family to be together.
Heatley told us about an hour ago who he leases his apartment to, but earlier he refused.
Do you rent it out to another MP?
The review will look at all aspects.
And other national ministers are doing it too. Defence Minister Wayne Mapp claims more than $37,000 from the taxpayer for a large apartment, and he rents out his private apartment to MP Bakshi Singh for $19,000 a year, a total subsidy of $57,000. Taxpayers pay for all that.
No, I'm not saying it's indefensible at all, but I can see why people have concerns, and I expect the review will deal with that.
Minister Judith Collins claims $46,000 a year to live on the taxpayer, and she rents out her private apartment in Wellington to a National MP. She won't say who.
I'm not going to breach other people's privacy.
Bill English is claiming $900 a week because he claims this Wellington house is not his home, despite his family living here. He changed his circumstances earlier this year so he doesn't officially own the house, his wife does. It allows English to claim the full $900 a week subsidy. So we asked him, was that why he changed his affairs?
I can't tell you at the time, I don't think so. It certainly was not the intent.
If Wellington was home base, English couldn't claim a cent, which is why he says this Dipton house is home. But 3 News can reveal English bought the Wellington property in March 2007. His wife has a GP practice in the city. His children go to school in Wellington. His 2 eldest children were on the electoral roll last year in Wellington Central. And his Dipton farm is registered to him and his wife at his Wellington address. So Bill English is still in the gun. Remember back in 1999, Ministers Phillida Buncle and Marion Hobbs were both stood down after claiming out-of-town allowances despite living here in the capital. And an independent inquiry into English would certainly sort all this out. But John Key says that won't be happening as he's done nothing wrong. Duncan Garner, 3 News.